Parecías un barquito de vapor.
This is the situation we're gluing these boards, these beautiful cypress boards from the mountains. Here I already have one glued. I glued it about 2 or 3 hours ago, and now we have to join this one with this one. The problem is that I don't have a jointer here. I don't have a planer. I have few tools. Right now, I only have a circular saw. The idea of this video is to show you how you can edge two boards at the same time with one pass and just using a circular saw. It's a really good trick, relatively easy to do, but you have to keep in mind a couple of things that I'm going to mention next. Right now, I'm in a pretty precarious situation. I don't have many clamps, so I'm using these weights to press or add weight to this board that's going to be our guide. This is just an ordinary board. The only important thing here is that this board has a straight edge. This edge is perfectly straight. That's super important, since the base of the circular saw is going to rest against that edge. The idea is that the saw blade passes right between the two boards. The idea is that the blade removes material from both boards. Now, in the case that there's a small imperfection in our guide, it won't be such a big deal. As long as the saw blade doesn't come out of this joint, because if we go a little to the left, you have to keep in mind that both edges will have the same imperfection, and later, when we join them, they will fit perfectly. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. The important thing is that the blade always passes between the two boards. Neither of the boards is clamped. If you notice, the support I have is far from ideal. And I'm interested in showing you this scenario, which is a pretty precarious one. So you can see that it's a little more comfortable. With a good cover and good clamps, this should be much easier. But in these poor and difficult conditions, can you still do this trick? What was I referring to? If you notice, the blade is passing right between the two edges, and the saw is cutting both pieces of wood. We're splitting the cut, my piece here, my piece there. This is how the joint turned out after running the saw along the ends. We have an almost perfect joint. In the middle, there's a small strip of separation, and the other end is also perfectly joined, just that small gap in the middle. I'm not worried about it. When I put the straps on to clamp it, that will come together easily, less than a millimeter. In fact, there's a technique called spring joint, which involves leaving a strip of intentional separation in the middle of the board so that the ends are tighter than the middle. And that way, according to the theory, it prevents the ends from separating when the wood dries or moves seasonally. Let's glue it, clamp it with the straps, and I'll show you how it turns out. Here, we've already achieved the joint using just the straps. I had to put a piece of walnut here to straighten the top a bit, since with the pressure from the straps, the top warped a little. But with this stick, it was enough. We achieved a really good glue joint, as you can see there. All the excess wood glue came out through or along the entire joint. I think for carpenters who have few tools, who don't have edge jointers, this is a really good tip. I hope you give it a try, and if you do, write to me in the comments about your experience. I'd be very interested to read your comments. Sending you a hug. Take care, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.